Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my review for High Hell, a fast-paced first-person shooter developed by the same people that made Heavy Bullets many years ago and published by Devolver Digital, known for publishing many big games like Serious Sam, Strafe, Hotline Miami, and even Fall Guys. So this game has a lot going for it before you even get into it. Also, on a surface level, you have the fast-paced shooting and interesting style this game goes for. So with all this, is High Hell worth playing? Well, let's find out. But right before we get into all of that, let's talk about today's sponsor. Wait, what's that? I have a sponsor? Yeah, that's right. Your boy finally made it. We are checking out the Coldest Water, who pride themselves and specialize on these durable, long-lasting water bottles. These bad boys stay cold for up to 36 hours. So that's a long time you can game without being dehydrated. Or let's say you're a coffee addict like me. These puppies stay hot for up to 13 hours. They even sell coffee if you want that too. Not only that, they have coolers, ice packs, backpacks, hats, man, they even have dog bowls. But you can't forget their classic water bottles, and if you need or are interested in any of these products, the Coldest Water has you covered with reliable, superior products. Be sure to use my code I'mBeast. Yeah, I know, right? And be sure to check the first links in the description if you're interested. Alright, let's get back to the video. So I'm sure the first things you notice is the shooting and the environment with this art style. But starting with the shooting, you only get this one gun, but luckily it's a pretty flexible gun to use in my opinion. It's like a rail gun and you're able to spam the trigger, but the game does encourage good accuracy within the gameplay and with the stats when you finish a level. But sometimes things do get crazy and you do need to spam that trigger. That's when the most intense moments can happen. When you kick down these doors and your reflexes have to kick in and your accuracy has to be good. I hope these moments look fun to you because this is what you'll mostly be doing. I mean, there are different ways to go about each door and each level. There can be some trial and error in this game, so I personally like to be more careful if I can when kicking down a door. The level design and environment usually goes for a short to medium range, and you never know what's on the other side of that door, so you can either play it a little safe, or just go crazy blasting everyone. Now the one thing you can't do is stealth. The enemies are alerted very easily, especially if you're anywhere close to them. The only thing I can mention regarding stealth is picking off enemies far away from you or enemies that just don't see you. I guess you can kick the enemies, but that sounds like a death wish. Either way, all of these are exceptions because this game definitely wants you to move fast and to be accurate while you're doing it. If you're a speedrunner, then you're in luck because you're High Hell's target audience. This is one of those games where they want you to master it. You know, like learning the ins and outs of each level, knowing where the enemies spawn, being really accurate and efficient, you know, stuff like that. But that's not to say you have to play this game like you're all coked up on G Fuel. You can take things reasonably safe like me, and I did just fine. There's no actual difficulty setting in this game, which I like because that means the game's difficulty is more how they wanted it to be, so there shouldn't be as many balance issues. And I would say there isn't. I didn't think this game was so hard to a point where it felt broken or unplayable. Some of the levels just require you to know where the enemies are or just simple trial and error. The only levels I had real trouble on were the last couple of levels. There's 20 levels in total, and there's a boss fight every 5 levels. I didn't love or hate these boss fights. I didn't hate them because they weren't too frustrating and tedious like some video game bosses can be, but I didn't love them because I had to look up how to beat 3 out of 4 of them. Luckily, there's guides on Steam and YouTube like there usually is, but usually with bosses, a big flaw to me can be having to look them up. I don't know if the bosses could be designed a little better or if I'm stupid. I'm probably just stupid. But speaking of bosses, in the story, there's like this devil boss type of guy you have to take down. I didn't talk much about the story yet because it doesn't really matter that much. Kinda like a good old school first person shooter, you don't have to pay attention to the story, but in this case it's a little interesting. Some of it is left to be desired, but I think the basic idea is seemingly you're in this hellish type of environment, right? Like the background of each level is all red, the game is called High Hell, and the boss is the goddamn devil, and you have to take down this evil drug corporation, kinda like taking down the cartel, but with the devil and monkeys and stuff. But I think that's the basic idea, and maybe even the entire story. Either way, that's all you need to know. Other than the story, I'm sure you can see some of the presentation and style High Hell is going for. Along with those monkeys trying to shoot you, this game goes for a less serious tone and can be very goofy at times. Like, there can be objectives within some of the levels, and the whole premise or idea of it can just be funny or random. Like, look at these loading screens. You can tell they were having a good time making these, and it's actually more enjoyable than most loading screens. That's something we could use more of. Interactive loading screens. But I think this game's sense of humor and me being able to not take it as seriously is a good thing and made it easier to play. Well, maybe I don't mean that so literally because I was only able to play this game for about 10 to 20 minutes at a time. It's nothing that's wrong with the actual game, it's just that when you get non-stop, fast-paced, high adrenaline action, you need to pace yourself. I usually know how to not get burned out on a game if I like it, and this is one you play in short bursts. I played this game for about an hour and a half anyway. Some people complain this game is only about an hour's worth of content, and I mean, I get that. It's just that for me, I enjoyed this game in short bursts for about a week, and I only spent like $2. This game is normally $10, which I personally wouldn't spend, but I wouldn't complain getting it on sale. I also got some extra content for a bit of achievement hunting, plus if you're a speedrunner, there's more reasons to keep playing and to get better. The only complaints I could think to have is, like I said earlier, about the boss fights. Also, the frames can feel a bit choppy at times, like not as smooth as you'd want. I do think the graphics look a little bit bad, and I'm hesitant saying that because I'm very open to indie games' different simplistic styles, but this one gives me a bit of an early access vibe. I don't know, maybe it's the lack of colors or detail, and something I wouldn't say is a complaint, but maybe a missed opportunity is that I think this game would have been cool with some type of slow motion, like maybe when you kick down a door. It's just an idea that popped into my head while playing this game, but who knows, maybe they thought of that and it would have just slowed down the gameplay or something. I also know some people compare this game to being a first-person Hotline Miami, and I'm pretty sure that game was about fast-paced shooting too, so slow motion might have been too opposite of what they were going for, plus who doesn't like a fun, fast-paced game? But there you guys have it for my review on High Hell. A cool, funny, fast-paced little indie game. This is one of those games that caught my attention from the screenshots and gameplay. It looks simple and fun enough, and I'd say I was right. The only other things I could think to mention is how cool it is how you have to jump off these buildings and parachute your way out of each level. That's very badass. I also like this simple but effective health system. Enemies do a lot of damage and you get your health back from killing them. It works and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. The enemy types can be very interesting, especially with the monkeys and human-like dogs. There's also collectibles if that's your kind of thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Drop a comment telling me what you thought of this game, or maybe a game that's similar. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell if you've been enjoying my videos and want to discover different games. Check on the screen or in the description for more indie FPS reviews. Thank you guys for watching the entire video, and your boy finally got a sponsor, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next one. See ya.